Good afternoon and welcome back to Lunch with the Boss. Here we are in southern New Jersey. We have our normal Thursday show called Lunch with the Boss. We talk about the dynamics between employees and employers, trying to help that employment environment, that employee environment be better so that businesses can be more successful, and we want to share that information. Today, we have a very special guest. How are you doing today, Debbie Sarcone?
Sarcone,
Sarcone,
yes,
I'm
yes,
sorry.
That's okay.
Nice to see you again.
Thank you. Great to be here.
Debbie has an incredible history about being a director, an employee, a supervisor, being in a family business. She has so much to offer us as employee-employer relationships she's created during the course of her career. We want to start out with asking Debbie, how are you and what have you been doing since the last, let's guess, 10 years? Let's go there.
Oh, wow. Okay, let's see. I'm doing great. Thank you very much. I live in Mount Laurel, New Jersey.
Okay.
I work for Jersey Man, Philly Man magazine,
Mm-hmm.
fabulous magazine, high quality, great writers. Ken Dunnick, ex-Eagles player, is the owner, publisher. Fabulous person, fabulous family man, hardworking man, motivator. He comes to the office every day. He works hard, which in turn makes all of us work hard. That's what I think is so important about working with Ken.
Mm-hmm.
He's a good person. He's a good guy, and he just knows how to motivate
Well, let's
us.
get right into this because that's a great way to start. Your background, we spoke a little bit before the
Yes.
show. You have a storied background on you started working as a young
Yeah,
person. You've
yes.
worked in many positions,
Many.
done many different things, and we'll talk about where you are today, but where did you get your backbone? Where did you get your background?
I started out, I've always been in businesses.
Okay.
My dad owned a car business, his own car lot. I grew up on a car lot. I know how tough it is to run a business, how you have to be there every day and you have to put in energy in
Right.
that business every day and have the best employees and work with those employees. He was also in politics.
Mm-hmm.
He was president of the school. He was president of the school board, ran for school board. So since I was 12 years old, worked the polls. I always had interest in politics. Wanted to be an attorney at one point, but
Okay.
I was into fashion. I was into politics. Wanted to be an attorney, and it ended up I chose hairdressing school right out of high school
Okay.
because it was less time, less money, and I would be able to get out there into the workforce and help support my family at the time. Could have used a little help, so that's what got me started.
Now, you worked with your dad, you worked with other businesses too.
I have.
You worked in front of people, you worked behind the scenes, and you worked in front of the scenes.
I have. I was married to Lou Sarcone Jr. of Sarcone's Bakery and Sarcone's Delis.
Right.
My son, Louis III, is fifth generation in that business. That business is almost 100 years old.
Oh my goodness.
So I was married 25 years. We're just recently divorced.
Right.
But good guy,
Yeah.
great product.
Right.
And my son, that's his future.
Right.
And the business is doing fabulous. And I'm very, very, very proud of
Yes.
working there, working with the Sarcones, and just having that business feel around me again. I love it.
So, you've worked many jobs. Let's focus on the job that you have now.
Yes.
Jersey Man magazine, folks. If you haven't seen Jersey Man magazine, it is a great magazine. In fact, they've added another state now or city. Now they have Philly Man magazine. And each of you who are out there in the Delaware Valley or within shouting distance of this radio station and this broadcast should absolutely get involved with Jersey Man and see Debbie Sarcone. I'm sorry.
That's okay.
Because why? You need to visit this thing. You need to find out all the great networking that goes along, and also a lot of good times and great venues.
We have the Legacy Club.
Right.
We sponsor networking events, the best in the tri-state area. They're on both sides of the bridge. We host events. We have events hosted in Pennsylvania as well as New Jersey. Parks Casino, the Pyramid Club, recently at the Field House.
Right.
Aldo's, Chop House, Aletto's. We're all over the place. Aloft. Our venues are hard to beat.
And the concept of
250 to 350 people per
All
event.
t-
All
I-
professionals.
Yep.
You see Jersey Man, but there's a lot of women that attend these events. Business owners too.
Right.
We cater to male business owners. Not cater to. Attract a lot of male business owners, 125 plus income.
right.
Our magazines are in all the Barnes and Nobles in the area. High quality, fabulous writers, great articles.
Don't let the word Jersey man sway you, ladies.
No.
You should absolutely go out there. There's lots of
Absolutely.
business to be had, lots of networking, and it's not always the person you meet, but it's the person they know that can help you.
And
And-
Ken's a fabulous.
Let's talk a little bit about Ken,
Ken.
as someone who is your supervisor as we speak
Yes,
now.
absolutely. He's a
What does he bring to
great
the table and helps
businessman.
you?
He was a writer. This was his dream.
He was a
I
football
think
player too, right?
Yes,
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
but he was a great writer also, and this was his dream. And he worked hard, and he still works hard,
Yes.
which motivates everyone around him. He's
Right.
a family man. His daughter Ashley's his right-hand woman.
Right?
She runs most all the events.
Right.
She does so much for him. His wife Terry is
Right.
also a sales rep.
Right.
His triplet daughters work the events. Beautiful girls. They're all
Right.
beautiful girls.
Right.
God bless them.
I've been to events, and it's a real family
So it's a
effort.
family-oriented business, and they all work hard, and it motivates everyone around them to work hard, including myself. And
Now,
it's great to see.
You
Hands-on.
have been with Jersey Man for how long now?
Over a year.
Wonderful, wonderful.
It's 4 years old. I was introduced to Ken at the TO roast
Right.
with a friend of mine, Ann Goodtoast.
Uh-huh.
And we sat at his table, and Ann thought we would be a great mix, and we are. I enjoy working with Ken. I enjoy going to events. I'm more of a noon to midnight type of person in my work
Right, right,
area.
right.
I'm not a morning person, so
Right.
everything fits in. And our articles, our sponsors and professionals that, here I go. Articles in our magazine have had positive feedback. It's just the high quality magazine. A lot of people are afraid of print. No reason to be afraid of print. Everywhere you go. I think newspapers maybe not so much, but people like the feel of paper.
Take a look.
People like to
this over
hold it in their hand. You go to an office, you go to any Barnes and Noble. The quality is
Absolutely.
just. People like to on planes, trains, anywhere. Pick up a magazine.
Planes, trains, automobiles. Right?
And women, especially. You see Jersey Man, women are going to pick that up and say, I want to read this magazine. It's just high quality, fabulous.
It's a nice experience. If you haven't been there, you
Absolutely.
should absolutely give it a try. Guests are always welcome. Just need to find a member or call the actual number
Debbie
would be.
Sarcone,
And
yes. You can
what-
call, you can go on www.jerseymanmagazine.com, or you can call myself.
Okay, and something your number is?
609-923-1005, and I can help you out with any questions you have, or if you'd like to join our Legacy Club. We also formed the newly formed Chairman's Club,
Yeah.
which is an exclusive club, only a 15-member club.
That's
top,
nice. Yeah,
yes.
Maybe 16, you never know.
I don't know. No, that's capped. It's 15.
Right, it's capped at
It's
15.
just all CEO and
Wonderful,
president level members.
So now you're working with the group. Let's talk about the work environment. You got a guy who's
Yes.
really motivated and he carries forward. He's a leader. What are some of the things
Absolutely.
he has done? Is he organized? Does he? Obviously, his energy.
He's hands-on.
His energy is probably contagious.
He's
right?
hands-on. He's out
And
there
this is what
talking.
you buy into. This is really good for you.
Absolutely, absolutely. And he has a dream, and he's fulfilling that dream. He started in Jersey. He's in Philly.
Mm-hmm.
Eventually, he's going to be in Chicago. He's got the rights to, I think, Chicago Man and maybe San Francisco Man. He's going to be all over the country eventually. So this is going to implode.
And it's going to blossom.
Yes,
Now,
yes.
you've worked for other people. What did they do wrong?
Yes.
What kind of things did they do wrong without? You're not naming names. We're just learning here. We're trying to help people out there understand.
They're
how
not
much-
motivators. They're not hands-on. They don't get down and work with when you see a business owner working and on the phones
Doing
and
what you do.
pounding the pavement
Yeah.
and working alongside with his employees or her employees,
Right.
it's motivating and
Right.
it makes you want to work
Right.
for them, and
Right.
that's what Ken
He brings to the
is.
table, as they say.
Absolutely.
Tell me about,
Absolutely. And being in politics also, I've learned.
Right now,
Yeah.
let's give it a little shot at that because you have been, you've had some other positions.
I have.
And in the political circles, in the not-for-profit circles, and you've been a supervisor for people who volunteer, but also people who are
have.
paid in a not-for-profit or political arena. And,
have.
motivating them can be more difficult, I'm sure.
Absolutely. I was an elected official. I was a councilwoman in Evesham. Actually ran my own campaign. I didn't have the support of either party. I was told, not this time, and it was my time.
Right.
So I decided to run on my own.
Right.
I solicited my own money for my campaign.
Right.
I spent about $10,000. The opposing party spent about $250,000, and I won.
There you
I was
go.
told it's impossible. You'll never win, and I was the top vote getter at that time in that election.
Good for you.
So never take no for an answer.
All right, so
Someone-
that's a good piece of advice.
Absolutely. When someone says you can't, it should get your wheels turning. Whenever someone tells you that.
There's an old saying,
That's
if you
what
think
mine-
you can or you think you can't, you're right.
Right.
It's all about what you think.
And you got to be careful who you trust too.
Right.
That political arena is a tough arena
Right.
to be in, and I think I was naive in that respect. In that
Probably
arena,
no different than anybody
I'm a
initially.
trusting person. I think everyone's good, and everyone's telling you the truth. And sometimes in the political arena, it's not so the case. But
Right.
I had a
Right.
fabulous time. I loved working with everyone in the township. I was deputy mayor for a year. I got to marry people,
Okay.
which was a lot of fun.
So you talked about you did have some people you need to supervise who
Oh, yeah,
may not have been as
absolutely.
motivated as you. And you might have had to evaluate them in their positions.
Absolutely.
How did that work? Because you have so much
Entitlement
energy.
sometimes.
You bring
I
so much
have a
love and
ton of
passion.
energy.
If there's a gal working for you that's a piece of rock, we got some problems here. What
Yeah.
do you do?
What
You
do
can't
do?
fire them. Maybe you can, but what do you do?
You sit there with them and you motivate them and you take them along with you. You get in the
You drag
nitty
'em along with
gritty,
you,
right?
yeah.
You say, "Let's go. Get in the car.
Right.
We're going. We're going to talk to people. We're going to this event. We're going to sponsor this other event. We're going to talk with the people. We're going to ask them what they want. We're going to go door to
Right.
door and knock on doors
Right.
and ask people exactly what they want.
Right.
You make those phone calls, those tough phone calls.
Yeah.
Sales is a tough business.
Yes, it is.
You feel like you're annoying people, but really you're out there to try to help people, to offer
Right.
them a service.
Right.
And
It's got to have a mental an outlook
yeah,
on it.
you have to have a lot of energy, but you have to be motivated. And if that's what you want, if you're a go-getter, you'll succeed. And that's what we're all about.
If you were to recommend or give anybody a piece of advice, what's one of the most important characteristics they should have as an employee?
Loyalty, honesty, loyalty, motivation.
Okay.
The willing to work with others. I
Okay.
think teamwork is important because if all of us succeed, then the whole business succeeds.
Mm-hmm.
As in the magazine. If
Right.
all our sales people are making money, and if our owner is making money, our publisher,
Then
our
everybody's gotta be
writers,
happy. Right.
everybody's happy.
Right.
The business flourishes, and as long as all the employees are happy, then the business flourishes.
Do you believe in missions and having goals set where there's mission and statements and things like that?
Of course.
You do believe-
There's,
okay.
there's incentives. We have
Okay.
incentive weeks.
Okay. But just general mission
whereas-
statements, who we are as a
Quotes.
company, quotes. and things,
yeah. We get
Okay.
a lot of them. We get a lot of
Okay.
emails.
Okay.
Ken's great with sending
Okay.
those out.
Uh-huh.
Incentive weeks and
Right.
it's and he's very fair on his commissions and time that we put in.
And how does he
he's
evaluate-
appreciative.
How does he evaluate you as a employee?
The amount of
firm?
sales that we
Strictly dollars and cents?
And
I mean, I can see he observes you in your act, on your.
the members that we bring in, we went from, when I first joined Jersey Men, we had about 30 members in our legacy club. We're up to over 200.
Wow.
It's within a year.
Right.
And each member can bring 2 guests
Right.
to an event, and it's all professional people.
Right.
They are the best networking club.
Yeah.
They are the best networking events in the area. You've
Ladies
been
and
to a
gentlemen,
few.
I have to tell you, we're going to have a break in a second, but we're here.
Really?
We're here with
Aw.
Debbie Sarcone. She is going to tell us more about what she's
Let's
doing and
see.
more
Yeah.
about how to deal with the environment with employees and employers. We're going to take a break. We'll be right back after these messages.
My name is Taronda Jones. I'm the owner of City of Mount Laurel, Jersey. The 4 pillars of life essentials are development, curriculum, technology, and faith, and character. And to each child, please explain to the alphabet. I'm going to
on frames. It's not like he comes home and
For seniors 2 and over, People Inc. offers safe, maintenance-free apartments across Western New York. The affordable rent is income-based. For more information, call People Inc. Senior Living at 817-9090.
Looking for a cooking oil with a light flavor and reduced absorption so food preserves its natural flavor? One with a high smoke point for stir-frying, sautéing, grilling, and baking? Then choose all-natural Pompeian 100% grapeseed oil, imported from France. Grapes have been a key ingredient of the healthy Mediterranean diet for years. Pompeian 100% grapeseed oil is the chef's choice for high-heat cooking, grilling, stir-frying, sautéing, or even deep frying. And Pompeian 100% grapeseed oil is great for baking too, because its delicate taste does not overwhelm the flavor of cakes, cookies, and other favorite recipes. A key traditional ingredient of the Mediterranean, grapeseed oil is a rich source of vitamin E antioxidant and naturally gluten-free. Buy imported Pompeian 100% grapeseed oil today and find great recipes at Pompeian.com.
Wait, don't let this happen to you. At Jan Fence, we're family owned and operated for over 50 years, providing a wide choice of fencing. Why wait online at the big box store? Just call Jan Fence. Ask about our Easy Fence to Go products by Active Yards, the first truly do-it-yourself fence product.
At Jan Fence, we always do what we say. Come see us today.
Step into an extraordinary world that will excite your senses. Experience our delectable Mughlai cuisine and the magic of tandoori savoir-faire. Let our international award-winning team delight you with a taste of heaven. Enjoy our mouth-watering flavors and our unique flair for excellence. Savor the elegance of fine dining and catering. Shazam Restaurant. Indulge your taste buds.
Educational programs and fun for all ages, including seniors and teens, on our 24-acre campus in the Kramer Hill section of Camden. Book now for birthday parties and corporate events. Monthly memberships start at $25 for a household of 4. The Ray and Joan Kroc Core Community Center in Camden, where potential meets opportunity. Kick off your new year.
Welcome back to Lunch with the Boss. I'm Scott Tanker, and here we are again today on Thursday, March 19th. I'm with Debbie Sarcone. How are you again?
I'm fine, thanks.
Before we went to break, it's been a lot of fun so far. We have a little break, but now we're back. We want to talk about some of the work you do in the Make-A-Wish Foundation.
A Wish Upon a Hero.
A Wish Upon a Hero Foundation.
Yes, I'm Director of Volunteers.
Right, so that particular employee-employee relationship is even different than others.
Absolutely nonprofit.
How do you get them going? How do you get those volunteers on the same track?
It's a newly formed organization now. We John Runyon's our chairman.
Okay.
So we formed the board. There's approximately 20 members. So we're just voting on all the laws and bylaws. But we're going to form hero clubs in schools and allow the children, age 13 and above, to become heroes in their own way, in their own communities. They form these clubs. It's great for resumes for colleges. And speaking of, I didn't mention my daughter. She always gets upset. I have to mention my daughter. But it's great for college resumes. They form these committees. And they themselves turn into heroes because they'll pick someone in a community that needs help, and they'll form this group of kids, really, in the school, and help them, whether it's fundraising, whether it's gathering up food or clothes or anything.
So it's
that
giving them a
person
sense of giving back and
absolutely, and they become themselves a hero. So it's a win-win situation.
Right.
It's a feel-good organization, and I believe in it. And Ann Gutos is the.
Everybody should really do that as a young person. You should all be out there.
Direct.
Going out and helping someone else and doing it for nothing.
Absolutely.
Humanity, whatever it is you want to do for humanity is something good for the soul. And let me ask you about that. You have an employee-employer relationship, or we have a supervisor, non-supervisor relationship, and you see this person under a lot of stress. I'm sure you've seen that.
I've seen it plenty
Right,
of times.
and I'm sure you've had it yourself, but now I'm looking at the person you're supervising. What have you done? What can you do to help them? What would you give as advice to help someone who just seems to be under a
Always
lot of
be
stress?
positive. Bring up all the positive aspects of what's going on around her. If someone tries to bring them down, or if they get discouraged, just make sure that they see the full picture of what's going on,
Okay.
and what they've accomplished, and
Okay.
where they're going, and where we're going as a whole organization, and just be uplifting and positive, and I think that changes the dynamics of maybe their mood swing going on a downward force. You can lift them back up.
Now, you've had situations where they just didn't behave properly, where they said the wrong thing, or they did something you wish they wouldn't. How do you deal with that, whether it be in front of somebody, or do you pull them aside?
You confront them, but not in a
Threatening manner?
right. Like, and what happened?
Mm-hmm.
What brought this on? Why did you act in this manner? Or why did you say that, this, or why did you go in a different direction? What brought that on, and how can we fix that? It's important that there's teamwork, no matter which organization that you're working in, or which company you're working for. If everybody's not happy, if there's one person in the group that's unhappy, I think it's kind of like a negative, and it could bring other people around them down, and you should address it right away.
I've lived this world, and sometimes you can't necessarily change the person you want to change, or you can't redirect them to the happiness that you and I know we have the same happiness, passion, that it's just the way we live our lives, but not everybody's like us. And there's some people actually resent people like us because they think, who are you?
They'll try to bring
who
you
are so
down.
happy? Yeah.
Yeah.
Now,
Listen, not every day's a party.
a great day, right. So there are times when you must be home ringing the towel and you're not happy about things yourself.
Oh, never.
I'm wondering about that. What size pill do you take? I
Yeah,
wanna know.
right? That's one thing. I
How
don't
do you
take
relax?
anything. I
What do you do?
exercise.
You exercise.
I exercise.
And you recommend people exercise.
Absolutely. The treadmill. Walk.
Right.
You don't have
Walk
to
your
lift
dog.
weights.
Yeah.
Now there's my love.
There's your passion, right?
Yeah,
Your
I
other
love
passion,
dogs. I have a grand dog.
But so
Gino.
you walk to help relax, and have you ever suggested that to people who are under a lot of pressure at
Absolutely.
work?
I'll call them. Let's walk. And you can walk and you can talk. And you can conduct business that way.
Now, I think people should hear that. Why don't you have time out once a day, once a week, everybody goes for a walk with another employee, or maybe two other employees, and just do it for a half hour. And if it's nice, and you come back.
Absolutely.
And if you have to extend the day a little bit, or you give them an extra 15 minutes, what you might get back from that might be pretty cool. What an idea.
And you would have a different, even walking with your boss, you would have a different feel. You might have a different aspect on what they're about, and
you're out in the open,
opinion, she or he is a certain way.
Right.
And if you take that long walk with them, you get to understand what's underneath all of that, and why a person might be standoffish. It's not anything that you've done.
Right.
It could be just something going on in their background or outside of the business.
I think, ladies and gentlemen,
It's
you have an
important.
interesting idea. We just
It's
call it
important.
walk the talk.
Yes. Yeah, I would love
And
that.
use it as a campaign.
I'm not a person to sit behind a desk.
No, I
I
understand.
don't like. I don't.
No.
Put me out there. Let's get going.
You're right. You can't sit behind a computer.
No, I
I'm sure.
can't.
How would you describe the pace of your work? Oh, because you're such a go-getter, but by the same token, you seem to, from what I understand and what I've read, because we asked you to fill out some things here or a questionnaire, you seem to also take things a little easier. So you got all this energy, but you're not rushing around all the time. That's kind of a neat
I
thing.
think from all my past experiences, it's taught me not to get so uptight when things don't go as smoothly, and just to keep going.
Okay.
Don't let things bring you down. I definitely have a lot of energy. That's one. It's a good quality, I
Right.
think. Sometimes, it can get on people's nerves, but I think it's a fabulous quality, and that's what helped me succeed in so many different avenues that I've gotten down. I've walked down. I've been a chairman of a rec council. I've been a president of an organization, Friends for the Preservation of Morrilton. I've been a treasurer for a civic association.
You've been a leader, you've been a follower.
I've been a coach.
You've been a coach, you've been
you
a
know, when the
teammate.
township needed a coach, when the rec council needed a coach, I took the class and I coached. I was a basketball player. I played softball. They needed a cheerleading coach. They asked me. I accepted. I went to camp. I got my coaching certificate and I coached. You just always get involved.
So don't sit on your rump,
Always
get
get
involved.
involved.
Don't sit on your rump and get involved.
Absolutely.
There's something for everybody to do in this world.
Absolutely.
And get involved with any activity. And what I always like is if you can't find yourself, then find yourself in the service to others.
If there's anything that
That's what you can
anyone
do.
thinks that I missed, contact me at dsarcone@jerseymanmagazine.com because I don't know what's left, but there's a
Jersey
few.
Man Magazine and Philly Man Magazine, their events are a lot like this.
Yes.
We laugh, we talk, we take a little walk on occasion. There's food, there's people to talk to.
Yes.
The venues are beautiful. Parks Casino, the Chop House in Voorhees, New Jersey, just to name a few. The Field House this past week. We really want you to go out there and take a look at Jersey Man Magazine, www.Jersey Man Magazine. There's also a Philly Man Magazine.
3 W's.
www.Jerseyman Magazine, I'm sure,
Dot.
hopefully, .jerseymanmagazine.com. And certainly you'll know how to get there because everybody understands how to use the computer except for me. And Debbie's phone number is 609-923-1005. That's 609-923-1005. She will be more than happy to help you, not only with Jersey Man Magazine, but anything else that she can help you with, because that's the kind of person Debbie is, and that's who she brings to the table, and that's the kind of people I think you like to surround yourself with. And not everybody,
you.
as we understand, is like that, and you can surround yourself with whoever you want if you work hard enough at it. And the more you do that, the better off you'll be because you'll be happier in your environment. So one of the advices that we have today is that not everybody can be like us, and not all of us can be like you. Find a place for yourself that you're comfortable, that you look at your leader, at your supervisor, that you respect them, that you respect their loyalty, and then work for that kind of person. If you can find someone you can work for like that, then frankly, you've really found a nice niche. And if you can't find someone like that, then start looking.
Absolutely.
Because life is short, and you want to make sure you're happy because this is the only shot we get at this.
And make yourself happy.
That's right. Don't look
Take
for
the
others.
time, if it's 5 minutes during the day, take the time to make yourself happy. Do something for yourself.
Absolutely.
That enhances your mood and helps you get through your day.
It's just, we have such what I call the terror of the urgency of this getting things done, and it's a tyranny of urgency that makes us crazy.
Stressful.
And we need to just calm down and try
Yeah.
to do things item by item. You've learned from a lot of people. You've had some heroes, you have people you look up to. You've read books that maybe people in those books or whatever help mold you. Anything you can share with us about that?
Let's see. I'm talking about the person that I looked up to. I told you politics was
Right.
my passion.
But you also looked up to your dad, like
I
a lot
did
of
look
people
up to
do.
my
And
dad.
of
My
course your
dad
mom, too,
actually
I presume.
got me started in politics and in the business mode.
Right.
Because that's what it was all about. My mom was a homemaker. She was a beautiful, she is a beautiful woman, beautiful person, and taught me all the values at home and how to take care of my children. And I get told on a daily basis by my son and my daughter, Lewis and Amber, how grateful they are for the childhood that I gave them.
That's
and
sweet.
how happy they were. And I always kept them involved in sports. My son played hockey. My daughter was a competitive cheerleader. And they're successful. And I'm very lucky. And I'm very grateful. And they're the two most prized possessions.
Anybody could have.
Yeah, my children.
Yes.
I and Gino now, my granddog.
Gino's the grand dog, and Gino's a Labradoodle.
He's half Labradoodle, half Rottweiler, and I adore him.
Yes, and don't get too crazy with Debbie here because he's a very protective
He
dog.
is very protective of me, yes. He thinks I'm his mother, I think. It's okay, I love him. I'm an animal lover.
Any particular pieces of advice for people who work for others?
Communicate. Communicate.
Even if it hurts.
Communicate.
It's hard, though, yeah.
Don't hold something in that's bothering you because it'll fester, and then it'll spread, and then it might be toxic, and it's not good for you. It's not good for your employer, and it's not good for the company. So communication is key.
Now, how about if you're the employer? It's the same thing. Just
Same
going down.
thing.
Yep.
Same thing.
And you find
Same
that to
thing.
be a lot of the,
On a
many of the
casu-
problems.
in a casual
many of the problems,
manner,
that's- Yeah, but many of the problems you see that exist are because of lack of
Lack
communication.
of communication.
Is it because people don't think in those terms anymore? Is it because there's texting? What do you?
I
do you
think their
it's
mind
for?
wanders. I
Mhm.
think they get a thought in their head about something, and their mind tends to wander, and maybe it's going in the wrong direction.
Mhm.
So I think if you talk to that person, hands on,
Face
right
to
away,
face,
right.
yeah.
I think you can nip that in the butt and
Mhm.
clear it all up, whether it's good or bad or
Mhm.
positive or one or the other.
Mhm.
I think communication is key. Absolutely.
Well, we have had one heck of a day today.
Yeah.
You have said so much to us that we can share, and hope
Thank
everybody
you.
out there have listened, not only about who you are and what you do as an employer and an employee, as a supervisor and someone who is led by a supervisor. We also talked about this really cool thing called Jersey Man Magazine.
Yes, it's
where we
a lot
have
of
over
fun.
250 members at this beautiful place, events that we have every
Mm-hmm.
month. And we have over 200 club members already, right?
Yes.
And then we have hundreds of people who come at every event.
Yes.
And the next event is when?
The next event is April.
It's usually a Monday or Wednesday, right?
Yeah.
We'll get it
It's
out to
written
them.
down over there.
We'll get it out to you. Listen, this is a great time for me to tell you. Debbie's phone number is 609
Bottos.
923-1005. 609-923-1005. www.jerseymanmagazine.com. Either of those information will get you to know when that
Yes.
next event is.
April 20th, I believe. Is
April
that a
20th?
Monday? Monday?
I think it is.
At Bottos.
Yes, okay.
In Swedesboro.
In Swedesboro? Okay, well,
Yes.
you'll be hearing more about Jersey Man Magazine. Again, Debbie, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you. I had a great time.
Thank you. Everybody, enjoy your spring. It's coming tomorrow.
Yay.
We know that
With
it's going to get
snow.
warmer with a little bit of snow. Have a great week. Enjoy your week. Enjoy your weekend. And let's see each other next Thursday, same time, same station. And for now, bye-bye from Lunch with the Boss.